you tuned in. Yeah, it's great to be back in the Pacific Northwest. I spent a lot more time in Seattle than San Francisco, so Portland feels almost more like home than San Francisco. But so, want to tell you what we're doing with VanJet. And so, we're kind of been re-envisioning how we use cars, and from our team's perspective, you should have one of three kinds of cars: either a flying car, a sports car, or a car that you can sleep in. We just don't see the point of having like 5 seats and a wheel anymore. But so VanJet is it's not only the technology but also the vans. And so we've been designing camper vans, building camper vans, and then also building the technology to so that you can unlock them remotely, like a get-around type of service, and all that comes standard in VanJet. So here's kind of what our vans look like. And this is where Johnny Ive comes into play here. We built these vans from
a single piece of aluminium.
Not quite, but so this is kind of the product that you get. And so from our perspective, we kind of think, why get a Tesla Model 3 or why have a 5-seater Toyota Camry if you can't sleep in it? So we take Mercedes Metris vans and convert them, and also Dodge Crowmaster City. And someone else was mentioning, like, do these come with ski racks or bike racks? All the vans come with a ski box and bike rack standard. So they're designed to be like adventure mobiles. And then in San Francisco, you can rent it out to people that are traveling in the city while you're not using it, and then take it to Tahoe or Napa, or take trips that you probably wouldn't have otherwise done if you had to spend $100, $150 a night on a hotel and rental car. We think that your adventure machine should always be parked in your driveway. So this is what the inside of that van looks like. This one, you can order all of these vans today. We currently have capacity to make about 12 vehicles per day. And this one starts at, well, with everything, the ski box, the bike racks, the van, brand new, and the interior is about $32,000 for everything. And then this one's a little nicer version. This is the Mercedes. And so this drawer, this is a sink. This is just like pots and pans and kitchen stuff. This is a single burner stove, so you can make coffee and stuff like that. I think there's another rack below that that's just more storage, and then this one's a refrigerator down below. And then that converts into a bed, and then you can also get the option where you get a pop top on there so it can sleep 4 if you wanted. And all kinds of different interiors and stuff that you can get in there. Pretty fancy. And so it's kind of, really well suited as a trip for 2, whether it's 2 friends or a couple, what have you. And then all these screenshots are of the app, but the vans, some of them kind of up and down the feature list. This is kind of the max set of features. You can get a shower with hot and cold water, a toilet, unlock the van with the app, book it instantly, sleep 2 to 4. It has Wi-Fi, heat, power, a stove, and a refrigerator. So when I look at the feature list of the Tesla Model 3, I'm like, it's electric and it's missing a lot. But so then this is some of the hardware for the locking and unlocking and GPS tracking. The more screenshots of the app, you could choose the van size that you want to book. And so our target customer is really, we're selling to car rental companies as well as individuals that might say, hey, I've got this 5-passenger Toyota Corolla in my driveway that I use maybe 20% of the time or 50% of the time, whatever it may be, and we kind of think, maybe sell that car and replace it with a camper van, kind of like this, where it's probably a lot higher demand for when you're not using it, of people that could book it and use it as a place to stay. And so then the app, you can put in your billing information, your driver's license, all of that kind of stuff. Choose your insurance. And then, past trips, upcoming trips, all that kind of stuff. In San Francisco, the vans rent for about $100 to $150 a night. We had 100% occupancy when I first listed our first kind of test van. I just put it on Airbnb to test it, and it was booked for 143 nights and 5 days on Airbnb. So it's something like $12,000 in my Airbnb account in 5 days. And so, if you as a owner, you're looking at a $650 a month car payment, and you're bringing in about $3,000 a month in your van that's sitting in your driveway. And we think you could be a stay-at-home mom, or somebody that might consider driving Uber or some of these other things. And if you own 2 of these vans, you could essentially replicate the income that you could generate as a full-time Uber driver. So, go ahead.
So, yeah. 2 questions. Who does the cleaning?
Yes.
And then second, who does the marketing? So Vacasa, for example, will help the person's house market themselves, where, Airbnb won't help that person market. But so who does the marketing for the vans? Is it up to the person who owns the van, or do you help as a company? And then who does the cleaning?
We do all the marketing, and so we're going to market basically saying in certain markets, we're guaranteeing your car payment will be met every month. So let's say it's $650 a month for one of these vans. We'll say if you're not earning $650 or more in your first 6 months, we'll pay you the difference. Cool. And then we're taking on the marketing to get there. And your other question, who cleans? So the kind of like Airbnb rules, right? The owner is ultimately responsible for that. But if you had enough vans, you could easily, similar to Airbnb as well, like you could easily have a maid that comes in and you could tack on a cleaning fee if you so chose, as opposed to doing it yourself. But it's such a small space that it's actually pretty, it's really just change the sheets and get a toothbrush and you'd be done in 5 minutes kind of thing, But next question. Sure.
What's your name on Twitter?
It's at Clint Nelsen, CLINTNELSEN. Yes.
So how would you manage risk or insurance? Repeat the question, please.
So how would we manage risk or insurance? So we've got a policy, kind of like Get Around and many of these other peer-to-peer car rental companies. We have an umbrella policy that your insurance is never at risk when a driver is on the platform. And then, of course, part of what we're doing is vetting drivers that are renting your car. So someone with a DUI, for example, wouldn't pass those types of similar kind of vetting measures as any car rental company. Go ahead in the back in the blue.
So if you got a bathroom and a sink and whatnot, you got a black tank and a white and a gray tank with water.
Next question. Go ahead, sorry.
It's going to involve driving to somewhere where you dump that.
Sure. Yeah, well, so RV pump out infrastructure is, I would argue it's more prevalent than, say, like supercharging stations for Tesla. So it's really not a new problem there. It's that the infrastructure is everywhere if you're looking for it.
I've got an RV and that's not the case.
We
are on Wood Village or down to Tualatin.
And honestly, that'd be something that we would help you solve. If we need a super pumping station, we would seriously help take care of that. And that'd be part of, especially opening a city. Those are easy things to kind of solve, especially at even reasonable scale of having say a Porta-John company that does, that they've got an app and they can even see when a vehicle came back and it needs to be turned over.
What are the city's reactions to you, like positive, negative?
Yeah, so regulatory issues are certainly going to be something that we're up against. I don't know, show of hands, who in the room is familiar with kind of like the van life movement? So, okay. So same people that go to Start Weekend, it looks like. But, so it's like, I'd say that's growing. To give you kind of LA, for example, they recently overturned a ban on sleeping in your vehicles because they were basically criminalizing homelessness. And there was a federal court ruling that actually weighed in on that oversees something like the 9 western states. And so I foresee that continuing to move in that direction of that kind of legislation. And so what they're left with to regulate with is essentially vehicle size. And so really in San Francisco, for example, anything over 7 feet tall or 25 feet long is going to be ticketed at various hours of the night. But every vehicle that we design falls under those constraints.
Last question.
What's your magic answer for cigarette smoke?
I hope take someone's deposit and,
Because it's horrible.
I don't think that would be an issue. Similar to Airbnb, I've never had someone stay in my house and smoke. So
Yeah, but you're usually there. And then when it comes to
no, I'm not actually. Most of the time, they've got the house to themselves. So, but that's a good question. But I think it's just a damage deposit in that case.
Awesome.
And if anybody else has any more questions, feel free to grab me. Happy to answer anything.
Thank you.